There hasn't been a lot of depth at the quarterback position for the past several years, and the class of 2012 was no exception, but there are some intriguing prospects at the top of the heap, including number 1 Gunner Kiel out of Indiana. Gunner was a coveted quarterback because he's got a big NFL arm if he's not always incredibly accurate. Now, his recruiting also took on some interesting storylines as he committed to Indiana first, then committed to LSU before enrolling at Notre Dame. Gunner's got the type of arm that puts pressure on defenses from all angles because he can keep the ball in the pocket and make sure that he stretches the defense 40, 50 yards downfield, or he can hit the underneath passes. Maybe the quarterback with the most upside was Florida State signee Jameis Winston out of Mobile, Alabama. At 6'4" and 190 pounds, he's also a terrific baseball prospect, so the recruiting for him may go all the way through June, despite the fact that he's already signed with Florida State. Jameis brings a little something different to the table because not only can he throw the ball to all angles of the field like Gunner, but he can also run. Now, his arm isn't quite as strong as Gunner's is, but he's a much better runner than Gunner was. Speaking of runners, maybe the most dynamic player in the entire country was Devin Fuller out of New Jersey, who shocked everybody by coming all the way west to sign with UCLA. He may play quarterback at UCLA, he may play receiver, he may play defensive back. He has the kind of athleticism that you don't worry about what position he's going to play. Just sign him and get him on campus and let the coaches fight it over once he's there. When you talk about big-time arms in the class of 2012, you have to mention Kline, who signed with Cal. He has maybe the biggest arm in the entire country. His problem was he didn't always know where it was going. As his senior season progressed and he went to the All-Star games, you really started to harness that power and become a lot more accurate. And I thought he was the best, most consistent quarterback at the Under Armour practice that included Jameis Winston. And he moved up in the rankings after starting high and moving back down. So kind of like his consistency, he yo-yoed up and down, but we finished him as the 4th-ranked quarterback in the entire country. We've talked passers, we've talked runners. Maybe the best combination of both is Tommy Armstrong, who signed with Nebraska. Out of Sabalo Steel, Texas, this guy is a pure leader, field general, and when I say he likes to run, it's usually to set up the pass. So he's a player who will take a boot wide, buy some time, and look downfield. So he is putting an infinite amount of pressure on a defense because he doesn't just want to run. He can, but he also wants to run to set up the pass. I mentioned the past couple of quarterback classes haven't been that deep, but fear not, the class of 2013 is cyclical, and all the quarterbacks seem to be in this class, headlined by Scouts' number 1 prospect, number 1 quarterback, Max Brown from Washington. Max is probably the best pure passer I've seen since Matt Barkley, which doesn't seem like that long ago until you think that Matt's entering his senior year, and this is the 4th class since Matt Barkley. From a Nationals perspective, there's almost 30 quarterbacks in the first release of the Scout 300, where we haven't had more than 15 in the last 3 classes. So you can see the depth of quarterbacks like offensive linemen in the past class is in the class of 2013.